Hey guys, this is Matt with Thrive Off Grid. Alright, so what I got here in front of me are the DXF-10 standard and the DXF-10 standard with wood fuel option. Alright, so I'm going to go over the difference between the two. First I'm going to note is when you order it with the wood fuel option, that comes as a kit, so that doesn't come pre-installed. Both these units are equipped with the GasFire Manager automation system. That does not come pre-installed, however, it's just some simple bolt-on items. Your controller bolts right on. It's pretty much plug and play. You bolt the grate agitator on, and then the your hopper vibrator. Okay, now you may know this the standard here has automation. This machine does not come with the automation. This was requested by the client, so this is a client machine that I'll be testing today. So you definitely are going to need that when you're running 100% wood fuel, because you have to combat bridging, and then your grate can clog up, so you'll need something to overcome that. Charcoal is a little different because the charcoal is basically consumed in process. So a charcoal gasifier is basically consuming the charcoal and not creating it, where a wood gasifier is doing just the opposite. It's converting the wood fuel to charcoal. Okay, so now one of the reasons, besides us wanting you to learn on charcoal first, we're not going to throw you, send you a machine, throw you to the wolves. We want you to learn how to run the machine first before you get to running on 100% wood. So you're going to start out with running charcoal. And once you've mastered that, then you can start playing around with charcoal and wood mixtures. And then once you get to that point, then you can install the reactor core and in your gasifier. Now that's really simple. Basically, you just unbolt this flange. This top comes right off. You'll empty it all out, install the hearth core, and then bolt it back together. It's really straightforward. You will have to remove your cooling tubes. We will be painting them in the future. Chris missed that. This one here is our demo. This is actually our development machine. So we kind of skipped the paint process. All right, so what next? All right, so the standard, when in charcoal format, if you only are interested in running charcoal, then basically you're going to get this in either kit. You're going to get the ammo box and the hose kit, your cables for your blower, the speed controller. It's basically ready to go. And then this guy right here, this is your engine adapter, and that just simply bolts in place of the air cleaner. It's that simple. Just unbolt your air cleaner and bolt this in its place. This is a standard bolt pattern. This fits all engines in the CC range. This is a 459 or 449 cc, but the 420 cc engines, the Honda 390, they're all the same. We do offer a smaller one for 200 cc's, but we don't really recommend running anything smaller than 400 cc with any wood gas. All right, so that covers that basically. You'll have your speed control here, and then your cables. All right, so now what makes the wood fuel option different is it's going to come with a kit to remote the blower. So you'll remove your blower from this guy. And actually what we're thinking about doing is retaining this here. And then you'll just basically put an adapter on the filter lid and then screw that in. And then what that does with wood gas, the gas gets incredibly hot. Where charcoal, it's an exothermic process, so the gas is cooled before it even leaves the exit port of the machine. Wood gas isn't the same. It gets pretty hot, and you definitely don't want to be running that hot gas. Plus, it's full of tar. You don't want that running through your blower, so you want to run that after some filtration plus some cooling to cool the gas down before it hits the blower. Otherwise, you'll be dishing out another $150 for one of these puppies, and they seem to be going up in price. So, anyways, yeah, and then you may have to cut your hose down, depending. We're not gonna hard couple it down here. We're gonna supply you a hose. Now that we have the cooler on here, it gets the gas cool enough to where we can run it through a hose. So, and that makes it easier to service your filter. You can uncouple it and, you know, dolly it away to your compost pile or whatever, and dispose of your filter media. All right, so that is that. And then the gas fire manager system. When you are running in charcoal mode, you will want to install that, and you may even want to do this, set your filters up too if you have this kit. And then there's going to be another portion of the kit where you're going to have another filter this is your fine filter. This is basically a condenser. So you got your gas cooler, you condense the gas here, and then your fine filter, and then you'll have an inlet, outlet, you know, and it's just these flanges. I mean, if you can drill a hole, you can build this. And then you'll install the latches. We supply you with the latches and all the fittings. All right, and then another portion of the wood fuel kit is the AFR mixer controller. Again, wood gas doesn't flow like charcoal, so to combat the gas energy density fluctuations and flow fluctuations, you're going to want to have this mixer controller, and this will make things run nice and stable. I'm not going to use this today. I'm going to use the manual setup here. Because we will be running on charcoal, so there's really no need for this. But when you're running on wood fuel, you're going to want this. And this consists of this control box. You're going to have a power cable that will get tied into your generator's battery, your electronic mixer valve, which this is 3D printed, and then your O2 sensor adapter. And we build a couple different ones of these. This one here is for the Predator and the Duramax 9000i. And then we have a flat flange type that fits the box style, like the Predator 8750, like we have here. And a couple different adapters like this one for different size exhaust outlets. It just depends on what you got, but that's those are available on request. Whatever, we'll ask you what you want when you place the order. All right, so I think I'm gonna set you guys down and get this system out of the way, and then start setting this guy up. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back and show you how I set this up. All right, so I got this set up. Let me show you down deep inside here what this looks like. Now you may notice those jets in the back. Those are for when you have this set up for wood gas. You'll have a set of jets that go in there, and your supply valves. In charcoal mode, these will be plugged off. They're not used. And then you'll have your water injector. And I'm not sure what we're gonna do. We may supply you with a shut-off valve when you adapt to run on 100% wood, but it's really not needed. We haven't really needed it with this. We just shut the two back off, and it shuts down just fine. You know, when you shut this down, you know, it can't draft, so the gas and air is static. Actually, when you first shut down, it'll actually continue to degas, so it's actually pushing air out until the reactions stop. So, and when we've been doing this for 4 years, the same jet, and it's worked just fine. Something else I wanted to show you. There's a clean out port back here. So just so you're aware, there's a port back here for cleaning this out, because that may get filled up with char from inside of the ash chamber. So you may have to clean that out once in a while. Kind of nature. Yep, and I plugged the automation in because I wanted to show you that. So just so you can try to get you in there. I got you on the gimbal here. Alright, so if you notice that lock collar, you can loosen that and actually drop the grate all the way to the ground to service the reduction as well. So that's kind of a nice feature we added. Alright, so the automation. Alright, so this is nothing complicated. It's a real simple timer board that's inside of the box here. You got a DC power supply, and basically you're going to plug that right into the generator. You're only going to want that running when the generator is running, so it makes sense, right? And then that way you don't gotta drain your battery. Extract AC from the generator, and it's really not needed unless the generator is running. You have a pot control to control the intensity of the vibrator, and then if you need to manually actuate the grate, we got a button here that you can just push, and then you have an adjustable timer board. And then, you know, it's got controls from like a 1984 VCR. If you can program a VCR from 1984, you can program this board. This is like a mode button. This is a switch, so this switches from one digit to the next. And then you got up and down buttons to set your values. And that's really it. It's really simple to use. And we've used them pretty much since the beginning, since 2011. So, and them boards have proven themselves, so we're going to keep using them. Alright, so I'm basically set up. I have my board cable plugged in, and that goes to the speed control when we are supplying this now. And then this will go to AC. Now, I mean, if you're running off grid, then you should have AC, right? If not, you can run, this is a DC blower as well. You can run this on 48 volts. You can run it on 24, but it'll be pretty slow. So you won't have real fast startup times. But 48 volt is actually what we're running the VersiFire with. Let me show you what that looks like. So this here is a 12 volt to 48 volt step-up module, and we just got that tied in. Doesn't matter which way, we just matched it just to make it look nice. And that thing is plenty strong to run this machine. Yeah, I'd like to go over some stuff on this one because this is all going to change because we're going to integrate the DXF series with the VersiFire package. So the way this machine was designed 3 years ago. So and we just come out with a DXF this year. So when that came to be, we're going to make the change to we're going to separate it. It's not going to be integrated. The VersiFire package will be a standalone system, and then you'll basically just plug your DXF into it, along with some of the controls that are required for it to self-run. So that's coming. That's coming to market in September. But yeah, we'll go back to just keep it basic, I guess. All right, so went over the automation, the blower. All right, so this is your hot hose, your exhaust hose from the gasifier. You got aluminum connection, so aluminum to aluminum, plastic to plastic. And then your ammo box filter. Sorry for the shaking. Your manual air mixer valve, and then your hose going to the engine, and that attaches to the adapter I showed you earlier. And that's basically the setup for the standard unit. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and fill our filter box up. And if you know, there's a screen in there. Now, we used to do sawdust in these filters, but we've been having some problems with the screens breaching, so we went to something a little more bulletproof, and we went to expanded metal. But sawdust won't work. Well, it will, but you'll have to put something in front of the screen so you're not sucking the sawdust through it. So I don't have sawdust actually right now, so I'm going to use some fines from when we screen our wood chips. So these are the fines. So I'm going to put them in the filter. A little difficult to do one-handed. Alright, so that's done. Now, I'm going to set you guys down, and I'm going to fill this guy with charcoal, and we're going to fire it up. Looks like the sun's giving us a little glare. Alright, so I'm going to unplug this and plug it into the generator. One thing you want to be mindful of is your cords. Make sure your cords aren't touching the reactor. You don't want to be mounting the cords. Alright, so I'm not going to fill all the way up. My client's going to be here Saturday for this machine, so I got to save some for his demo. Alright, so that was not quite 20 gallons. I think that's a 8-gallon pail, and then the other two are 5. So yeah, something like 18 gallons. Alright, so that is done. So basically you're going to put your lid back on. And these machines are set up pre-existing for the VersiFire as well. So if you buy one now, you're already golden. Your ignition ports. This is where your temp probe will go, and then you'll have a valve arrangement, and then your stuff for your flare cup will be pre-existing. That's something I do need to add. Alright, so we are ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and fire this thing up. It's really hard to see with the sun. Alright, so, another thing I should go over. I've gone over this in other videos, but I'll go over it here. Alright, so the charcoal system doesn't have a cutoff valve. So like on this one, on your wood gas system, you'll have a cutoff valve. But to keep this low cost, we're not going to supply that. It's a $50 valve. So basically, and it's not really needed. But one thing, you want to make sure that your generator is ran out of gas, because it is possible to drop the carburetor with fuel in it and it'll go through your hose, and that could be a dangerous situation. So I've ran this completely out of gas. And then you want to make sure your valve is closed. So the engine basically is a valve, and the exhaust and intake valves should never ever be open at the same time, with exception for the decompression valve. But the chances of it landing perfectly on that is pretty slim. It can happen. If it does, you just pull it over by hand. But it's not going to allow enough air to really affect anything anyway. So yeah, we've gone over that. So we are now ready to go. And sorry about the sun. I guess fall's coming. Seems like summer just got here. Alright, so I'm going to use the low speed. You don't want to run this thing on high. That's why we supply this speed control in the first place. High is way too much. But you do have the extra power, especially when we go to the larger systems. And also the VersiFire system, if we can get that to run larger engines off the gas storage system, then we will be wanting to run that on AC. So anyways, you have that option. Alright, I have a little hard time with this torch, so give me just a second and I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. The igniter broke on this one. Alright, so that thing's ready, the engine run already. So we're going to come around. Alright, so I cracked the water valve open a quarter turn. It's really going to depend how far you open it. Depends on your application. There's no static setting for that. That's up to you what you pull on the gas fire. Typically for these small engines, I just go quarter turn. You can go up to a half a turn. As long as you see it glowing inside there, you're good. And as long as you see a flow and you know you're not putting it out, you should be golden. All right, so now I'm gonna set you down on the ground here. All right. So to save your starter, you may want to put some ethanol in a squirt bottle. And oh, great! Battery's dead. All right, hold on. All right, so this is what a sustaining flare looks like. Now with charcoal, you need the water drip on in order to sustain the flare. Yeah, she's gonna smoke. Brand new machine. She's never been ran before. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut it off. Alright, so I'm gonna set you guys down here on the ground. Alright, so I think you're stable. Alright, so I'm gonna open that up, give it a shot of ethanol. So when everything's working right, it should be that easy. So yeah, that generator's seen better days. 2 years old. $2,300 hours on that generator. And it's been wood gas. Off. Alright, so just see some ammo load. Alright, so we're gonna go in the shop here real quick. Let me turn the lights on so we can see what we're doing. This part wasn't scripted. So we got 2 of our chargers on. So about 28, 29 amps. Just sustaining. So that's pretty good. That's what our wood gas machine is doing. This is basically the same setup, so it's doing about the same. But anyways, it's running good and stable. Shop's a mess because I'm restoring the 68 C10. It's actually a K20 4-wheel drive. Trying to get that done by sometime in fall. And then I got a 66 Chevy 2SS. Yeah, that cab was in just that bad of shape, and I restored that cab. The only thing that's original on it is the roof and the back panel and firewall. Everything else is all brand new sheet metal. So anyways, yeah, other than the issues, you know, it's up and running, good and stable. So this is what you need to learn first before you start running 100% wood chips. And even with all the automation and everything, you know, you're not gonna run as stable as charcoal. Especially with this one, with the automation, it's really gonna benefit this unit. Even though it doesn't really need it, where a wood gas machine, that you have to have it. There's no way around it. But as far as that machine goes, yeah, you definitely don't need it, but it does help. Oh, that's ice cold. It's probably around 140. But yeah, anyways, I'm trying to extend this, so you know, like a lot of guys, they start the thing up and run it for about 2 minutes and they quick shut the machine off before it'll stall. I'm not scared, because I know my machines will run. Alright, so you know, I've already done video on this one, other than I haven't shown the updated gas cooler. But these are the production machines. So this is what you get when you order these packages. And then if you order one of these with the VersiFire system, then it'll come with a VersiFire controller, the gas accumulators, you know, basically everything that the wood gas kit comes with. It comes with everything that you get with that, plus the VersiFire package. And then hopefully we're going to be able to run an engine with the VersiFire. We did run this little Wen here on the system as it is, and it ran it for an hour, and it ran beautiful. And let me see if I can show you this. Actually, that's not the... shoot. Maybe... oh, yeah, that's... yeah, I wish I could take this off so I could show you. But, I mean, this is spotless. And it ran for an hour. There isn't any soot or anything. Not even charcoal can do that. Yeah, that's right. So we had the hose connected directly to that barb fitting on there. But we're going to revisit this soon. I just haven't had time. We've been going like mad here, so I got to get back on this development here soon. Just a few more things we got to do. We got to get the auto ignition systems working, which we have those systems working on the 2019 Flex power system. If you've ever seen that video, you might want to check that out, because that one was fully automated and had the self ignition system. So we've been there and done all this before. It's not an issue. It's just a matter of getting that code in this code. But anyways, I won't take up your time anymore. I'll let you guys go. Alright, again, thanks again for watching.